the second largest city in the U.S., Los Angeles, California, we've got football as EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. Tonight we move on to week 2 of the preseason, and we've got a compelling matchup here as it'll be the L.A. Chargers and their Southern California rivals, the Los Angeles Rams. And off we go from SoFi Stadium. And takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020. The man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And when you see Justin Herbert, all you think about is he's easily one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. He can make every throw, knows how to think his way through every game, and now the regular season success needs to carry over into the postseason.
In motion, the tight end. Throwing first play is Herbert. And his first look is incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Our first carry for Najee Harris. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Out of the gun, Herbert. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defender's minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep is Britton Covey. This is brought in at the 21. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Rams are going offense here with a 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a longtime starter in the NFL, a former #1 overall pick way back in 2009. It's Matthew Stafford.
Truly one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league, who's willing to do whatever it takes to win and plays through a lot of adversity and continues to do it at a high level in his high 30s, trying to make another run to the Super Bowl here in his 17th season.
Here's Stafford. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. And Higbee going to have a Rams first down as he'll get this up to the 39. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. first time here with Kyron Williams. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe up to the 41. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Out of the gun, Stafford. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for
first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So on fourth down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Herbert now. It's taken in by Quentin Johnston. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
Yeah, that's a good start to drive number 2. Remember, they had to punt the first time they had it. So maybe a little bit different sense of purpose here. And they start out with a nice gain and a quick first down.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play.
A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
From the 50, here's Herbert. Short throw to Disley. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
To Will Disley.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. And he's going to have a Rams first down as he's able to take this up to the 30-yard line.
10 yards. That's good for our Rams. First down. First First and 10.
Defensively, they were in the 3-4. Solid run up the middle. What made it successful?
Well, what you have to do is control the nose guard, but sometimes you don't do it by blocking him. You do it by influencing him. Get him moving to one side or the other and hit him back on the opposite.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
On the counter, here's Williams. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Taken down right at
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a third and 4.
and 4.
Now it's Stafford. Pass complete there to Nakua. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on third down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Davis now to return it. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here first and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. Well executed, 22-yard gain.
22 yards. First down, Chargers.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Going to run the toss here to Harris. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And swung out wide to Harris. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And he's caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. Third down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going up deep, and they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, that was the thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Harris going to get it again on second down. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down.
6. And the Chargers first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, Excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Herbert. And this one finds McConkey. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 18-yard line.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
First and goal.
The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Now that was a terrific play. We're down here near the goal line, and only one word comes to mind for me, and that's overwhelmed, because they absolutely overwhelmed the offensive line. He came free and made the hit in the backfield.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Herbert. And he's got it. Touchdown. Keenan Allen with a touchdown reception from Justin Herbert. And the Chargers are on the board first on the road here in L.A. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
For the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead.
Makes the score.
A 10-play drive that time. And it was Keenan Allen who finished it all off with the touchdown reception. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Rams take over.
The football going back to the Rams now. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now 2nd and 9. Adams the man in motion right. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Play action. Stafford. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
15 yards on the
First catch of the game for Adams, and he's got a first down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Over the middle, it's complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. That is incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Here's Ethan Evans now.
For the Rams.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Herbert off of play action. He finds his target, Allen. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
First down, Los Angeles.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Here's Herbert. To the left side, he's got McConkey. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 38-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. But there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Now it's Herbert. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slam. And Allen's going to have a Chargers first down as he'll take this down to the 26.
A gain of 9 yards.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving. Harris running straight ahead. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
He filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
The Chargers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that will be incomplete. Well, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. He'll hand this to Williams to start things out. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now Stafford. And he's got his man out of the slot, complete. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
And this may be the one to build on right here. It's the second quarter. They've got nothing on the scoreboard as of yet. They need to put something together, and this is a good start as they get the completion there for good yardage and a first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that will bring up second down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Now a play fake it at Stanford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And this offense has been a little slow to get going, but some signs of life here in this second quarter. They're moving it pretty good, and that helps the cause as well. Good yardage and another first down.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
And the Rams first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
Again, it's Stafford. And it's caught. Touchdown, Rams. Davante Adams. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams have got it back to within a score. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Going after try forthcoming.
The extra point.
And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now.
What's the score? Chargers 10.
So that drives 7 plays in length.
And Davante Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. L.A. set to take over again on offense.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
This size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Herbert now. Pass hauled in by Johnston.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Back to throw. Herbert. Allen's got it complete.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
A gain of 5. And the Chargers first down.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
On the give, this is Harris. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd and 12, Herbert. Short throw to Disley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain.
A 9-yard gain.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And Johnston sent in motion. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. On the out route, he finds Johnston. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
First down.
Now that's
Los
absolutely
Angeles.
frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline. But what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
The tackle made.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
For the sideline, that's taken in by Allen.
Complete to
And he
number
is out
13.
of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
21 yards.
Sean McVay, unhappy on the sidelines visibly. He's made the decision to reach for the red flag.
The previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They hand this off to Harris. Cameron Curl up to make the tackle.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On the ground, this is Amarian Hampton. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other side.
On for the Chargers field goal. A 45-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Matthew Stafford and the rest of the Rams offense set to take over once more.
5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know to push off at the end of the route, too.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40.
50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Williams going to get it again on second down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it fourth down.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Ethan Evans on now to punt.
Yeah, he was looking for the check up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Charger offense set to take over this battle for L.A.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that, but I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. He gets it to Johnston.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of
18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Herbert. They'll set up the screen to Hampton.
Only 3 there on the screen at second down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Second and 7 at the 45-yard line.
2nd and 7. Here's Herbert.
And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen.
And Allen's going to have a Chargers first down as he'll get this down to the 47-yard line.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
That one complete to McConkey. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9.
A 9-yard pickup. It's second and inches at the 37-yard line.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on second and inches. On the option right, Herbert. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
8-yard pickup.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw now on first down. Finds Johnston.
Herbert's pass.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be second down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 23-yard line.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
McConkey, incomplete. He was covered by Cameron Kinches.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on third down. Slot man moves right. From the gun on third down, Herbert. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Los Angeles.
Here's Herbert. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Led McConkey in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chargers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Extra point try now from Dicker. And the lead is now 13.
Makes the score.
So that drive goes a full 80 yards in 10 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Rams offense ready for their drive here against their LA brethren. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. They'll find a man over the middle, Tutu Atwell. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. The final shot before the break. Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So halftime here.
All right,
out
Brandon,
west. Let's
thanks
go
much.
east.
Welcome
That's
in,
where we
everyone, to
find
the
Scott
Orlando
Hansen
studios.
with our EA
Scott Hansen
Sports
with you for a
halftime
quick
report.
halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. Shifts by him, and he won't quite make it to the 25. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. Stafford. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for a Rams first down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And that's one of the better plays we've seen this offense put together so far. They haven't been able to get on track much at all. But listen, they're only down a couple of scores with the rest of this quarter and the entire fourth remaining. So, stranger things have happened.
Throwing again at Stafford. Pass complete there to Nakua. So 8 yards on the completion there. And it'll bring up a second and short.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the G's, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him. I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Stafford. That is caught. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 39. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Here's Stafford. This one swung out to Williams. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And Stafford's going to take it himself. And he's going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's another Rams first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And when all you want to do is keep your drive going, the quarterback sneak's a great call, isn't it? Pick it up, get a new set of downs.
And on 3rd down, usually you think 4th down quarterback sneak. There, though, it worked on 3rd.
Throws left side. Atwell's got it.
To Atwell. He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 8.
They give it to Williams, running right.
And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 62 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
A shotgun snap for Stafford.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown. Davante Adams. Their 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Rams are back within a score.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will shrink to 6. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told.
And Davante Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception. Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air.
Ooh, with a juke. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Chargers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The Charger offense set to take over in this battle for L.A. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Herbert going to give to Hampton. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Now it's Herbert. And that is incomplete.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Herbert. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Able to convert on 3rd and 14, a terrific play call.
First down, Chargers.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like 2 excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
They'll run. Here's Harris. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Back to throw here, Herbert. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I think that's a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Marching back onto the field now, Devontae Adams and company getting set to go. 2 touchdowns to his credit so far. Charles, I'm curious, do these wide receivers, what do they go in with each week? Is it different week to week for the goals that they personally set for themselves, do you think?
I doubt that it's different from week to week. Maybe because of game plan, they know that one guy might be featured more than the other. But all in all, these guys are looking for 100 or more yards in receiving. But the biggest thing, getting into the end zone. And how about him? He's gotten there twice in this game.
He has indeed. Play action. Stafford. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now Stafford. Through right side, complete to Williams. They'll go as a gain of 4. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Stafford. Open man is Atwell, complete. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Here comes the Rams punter now. He's been terrific so far. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give him 9, though, on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chargers offense and veteran Keenan Allen set to go once more. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this 3rd quarter. The Charger offense set to take over in this battle for L.A. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Herbert. Short throw to Disley. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Herbert off of play action. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll work inside here, Hampton. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
3rd down and 13. The tight end in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Rams ready to go on offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. On the out route, this is Adams with a catch. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of
Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Here's back-to-back catches for Devontae Adams. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. He's certainly been a huge factor in this. When he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit, now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35-yard line.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Brings up 3rd.
And that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Stafford down to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
It's now
from a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. So potentially a turning point here in the 3rd quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, second guy in, tackle the ball.
And the Rams getting set to go now. And last time we saw them go for it in kind of an unusual situation. It's not like it's a fourth quarter do or die. They went for it, didn't get it. We'll see how that affects them this go around.
Partner, I'm wondering if we're starting to see the effects of analytics coming into play here, where people are studying the number of possessions, how many times you should go for it, what position it leaves your team in. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit of that creeping into the NFL game.
Yeah, I think we've seen it in other sports, maybe into the NFL now as well.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he'll find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 14.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the fourth quarter. Here's Herbert. He'll find Najee Harris. Takes this to the 45. Not much space there after the nice move.
Najee Harris.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over in that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Herbert back to the air.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Chargers.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
On first down, it's Hampton.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
Herbert now. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers.
Touchdown, LA.
Lad McConkey with his second touchdown of the night. And the Chargers have extended their lead to 15 now here in the fourth. A 15-point game now. You make the extra point, and that means on the other side you need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. That's a pretty tall order here in the fourth quarter.
Agreed, because they really needed to come up with a stop there, and even if it was just to hold them to a field goal. Now they need to pull out the lucky horseshoe because they've got to get an onside kick, and we've seen nowadays those are incredibly difficult to come by.
And not to mention they got to get the touchdown and a two-point conversion first.
Chargers 31, Rams 14.
So they go with a pass, and it works there on the two-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on two-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a two-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Cameron Dicker
Now after the
kickoff
Dicker
for the
field goal,
Chargers.
he's back out, ready to send it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. And a first down on that last catch as well.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the 50, Stafford. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 more there and another first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage.
Tui got in and dropped it.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. In motion, the tight end.
Throwing on second and long. Stafford will go down as a gain of 6. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
The Rams on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. And he is caught. And he gets us inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Fourth down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need. That's exactly what they got done.
And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Tuli Pelotu, he got in there and met him behind the line of scrimmage.
At the 14-yard line.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Throwing is Stafford. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Puka Nacua from 8 yards out. And the Rams have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them at the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Good try here for the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The visitors' offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. The Charger offense set to take over in this battle for L.A. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. situation, you're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
Now it's Herbert. Caught by Allen. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
Herbert's going to keep it on the sneak. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's fourth down.
No gain? Quarterback sneak? No gain? Aren't you supposed to get something out of that?
Yeah, needed a full yard there. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. The Rams offense and Matthew Stafford set to take over once again. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. The Rams offense ready for their drive here against their L.A. brethren. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
He sets to fire deep. And got his man complete. A big play there for L.A. And even 40 yards.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the fourth quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
Here's Stafford. Right back to Atwell. That's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it's second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second down at the 36-yard line.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee. And Higbee going to have a Rams first down as the tackle is made at the 28-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Now Stafford. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Stafford looks to throw again. Just a gain of a couple there. 3rd and 7 now.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Stafford. Work in the middle of the
to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Kyron Williams. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Rams have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that big-time drive right there? If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. L.A. readies for its next possession. This game has really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim one-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
He was tackled at the 27.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. In motion right is Johnston. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Complete to Johnston here. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Will Disley.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And they will take over first and 10. So now Stafford and the Rams down 31-28, 2:18 on the clock. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it first and 10. The busy night continues for Williams. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard brings up second down at the 22-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Now it's Stafford. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
7-yard loss.
Denzel Perryman with a sack.
I love how they're tearing the pages out of the so-called book. I wish more teams would do this. Instead of laying back, bring pressure in this situation. Go after them a little bit.
A lot on the line here, even for just a preseason game. Jobs to be won and lost. It's third down. Stafford now to throw. Over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
At the 44-yard line.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. First and 10 here. Now Stafford. And his throw here is incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Stafford. He's got Atwell. That's complete. What a big tackle there defensively.
One of the most difficult things for a defender to do. And think about the speed that he brought down. If he gets away, he's likely gone.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical third down here. Now it's Stafford. He'll drop this down to Williams. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. As the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. First and 10. They'll look to throw. Screenplay set up for Williams. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They'll come up first and 10 here. Back to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout.
A 6-yard pickup.
As they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play.
24-yard line.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. So now this to potentially salvage a tie. And his kick here is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of 4.
And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So 4 quarters couldn't settle a winner, and now the Chargers going to get the first opportunity here in OT as the kick is away. And able to get this out to the 25. The Chargers getting set to go. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 80 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. First throw in overtime for Herbert. Short throw to Disley. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
A 3-yard pickup.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Opening drive of overtime. Both teams will get a possession, barring a defensive score. Here's 2nd down. Here's Herbert. On the out route, he finds Johnston. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term, momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
Here's Herbert. And that is incomplete. On the coverage, a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
Now a 2nd and 10. Herbert now. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So 3rd down coming up.
But, Charles, I guess the question for me, where does 4-down territory begin, possibly?
I guess for me it begins if you have 4th and 5 or less, because you've got to understand your team and know what your play calls are. What do you have that you think you're confident that you can pick up that type of yardage? It might be 4th and 3 for some teams, but I think anything under 4th and 5, they'll think about going for it.
He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Chargers.
Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectations.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all, because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board. And, of course, the guy throwing them, he's a big-time player himself. They brought him from start to finish and really helped get the better of the opposing secondary.
An excellent run of 22 yards on the keeper and also a first down. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks.
And this is a touchdown. Now, it's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime.
And how nice is it to have a guy like Najee Harris in the backfield when you get down near the goal line? He can use his 230-plus pound frame to just get you those tough yards, and he finishes things off here with a touchdown run.
Extra point.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Rams 31. Cameron Dicker to
So
kick
after
off
the
for
touchdown,
Chargers.
here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard
The
line.
Rams take over.
And the
first and
Rams
10
now coming out on
at
the
their own
field.
29-yard line.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Stafford's pass.
Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here, a first down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up. But in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
They need a matching touchdown here to keep their hopes alive. Here's second down. Stafford now to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the...
Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. Dante Jackson picks it down the left sideline. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Los Angeles.